Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with My Hero Academia. Last time on My Hero Academia, we had Threads of Hope, where Best Jeanist came in to help out and was able to restrain Gigantomachia. And then, while the Nomu started to go after him, suddenly Mirio showed up. Mirio's back, he has his quirk now. Eri was able to rewind him, and yeah, he can now fight, and it's really great. Bakugo also chose a name, which was, I think, Great Explosion Murder God Dynamite. Or something to that degree. So yeah. And yeah, things seem to be working out. Shoto was dealing with Toya, and Midoriya was trying to help as best he could with his Froppy style of Black Whip. And then the sedative finally kicked in on Machia, and then Best Jeanist was going to just strangle Spinner, Shigaraki, and Mr. Compress. And then Mr. Compress was like, well, then I suppose it is my turn to do something, so let's see what that is, I guess. Yeah. Like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure, so let's just go ahead and jump right into this episode of My Hero Academia. Here we go. Well, is that a loss? I guess that's a loss. It's either a loss or it's a draw, you know? It's either a loss or a draw. But the villains, some of them, got away, and the heroes were not able to defeat Shigaraki once and for all. Yeah, that's kind of a loss. It's not quite the Empire Strikes Back, though, because, ow, jeez. Yeah, that, this is an interesting conclusion to the, what do they call it, the Paranormal Liberation War arc. Which, again, they didn't even need to do this. Like, they could have had this be the last arc. I don't know. It's a weird thing of, like, I don't know why we're really gonna keep going after this, but I don't know. Because I remember, because I'm also watching this with my brother, too, and at a point, because I knew this wasn't gonna be it, you know? And I was like, oh yeah, I don't know, we probably got like a couple, two, maybe three more seasons after this. And he was like, wait, this isn't the end? I was like, no, this isn't the end. And now I don't know how much is left, you know? I know the manga is wrapping up now. Like, they're in the final arc right now, but yeah, no. Why would you think this would be the end? Just because our main villain and our main hero are fighting. No, we gotta get the rest of those quirks. Like, Danger Sense. Cool. I don't know. Now, the fourth user, which they showed him, interesting design, that was the user that All Might specifically is withholding information on, too. You know, I understand the whole thing of, like, you know, showing that it's All For One's face in order to show that, you know, to visualize better that it's him taking over Shigaraki's body. It also did look dumb, though. We'll just go ahead and say that, but visually I get it. Okay. What kind of industrial strength do these hands have that one of them was still there after everything that Shigaraki went through? How? What is this for an industrial strength hand he had? Granted, you could say the same about his pants. Actually, just judging from the condition, it may not be that the hand is industrial strength, it's just his pants. It's just that his pants are that strong. So let's start off with, what was it called? The CRC? So you guys actually told me about this, that there was like a mini arc. It might not even been mini. It might have just an arc that was cut from the anime where they go and they fight this group, the CRC, these group of bigots who hate, they hate people whose quirks, alter their appearance, like Spinner, Which is dumb, to say the least, but I guess racism is dumb anyway, so, yeah. So it's no surprise. Racism is stupid. In other words, water wet, But yeah, so instead of keeping... you guys told me that was before the Meta Liberation Army arc, where Shigaraki and everyone faced Redestro. And I remember you guys told me about that they cut that from the anime, and because some of you guys did actually encourage me to read that in the manga. And I'll be honest, I didn't, even though I kind of said that I would. Sorry. I never got around to it, but I meant to. But yeah, I meant to just read that part of the manga because it was cut from the anime. And I know that the whole thing, that's sort of one of the things in Season 5 is that they change things around, That the Meta Liberation Army arc does come before the Endeavor training arc, but they swapped it around, presumably so that, everything with Shigaraki would be more of the climax of that season, So yeah, so they included it here just as a quick flashback, which is interesting. And then we got some backstory on Spinner, that Spinner was... he was just an outcast. He was from a little rural town where they were racist to him for being a lizard, even though... I guess you could say it's they're racist because he's a lizard and it's not his fault. And it's again, that is just kind of racism, isn't it? So yeah, but then... he saw Stain, who wanted to reform society, and then that's why he's a freaking Stain fanboy. Alright. Anyone else tired of Stain? I'm kind of getting tired of Stain. I'm tired of every time it's but Stain, and it's oh my god, I thought we moved on already. Stain was fine early on because the point of Stain is to make Shigaraki better, The point of Stain is to make Shigaraki better, but here it's they just keep going back to it, and it's we gotta, I'm doing this because of what Stain said. I was inspired by him. It's God damn it, you're already inspired by Shigaraki at this point, not in that flashback, but it's we moved on. We moved on, And that's the thing, is that anyone who's I was inspired by Stain, and it's okay, that was a long-ass time ago, man. That was Season 2. And that's the thing, it's with Dabi was the worst of them all, because at least Spinner, I liked Spinner, And Spinner was a gamer, folks. Spinner was a gamer. He was in with the gamers. Dabi was never a gamer, That's the thing. That's kind of why I didn't like Dabi. Is Dabi was never a gamer. He was never a part of the group, So then, it's he's actually Toya. And it's oh, that's more interesting. I like that. I don't know. But at least Spinner was a gamer. But yeah, what was the vision? And it was an interesting thing to show that, because it's we've seen that now. So it's the vision was destroy this terrible hero society. Hey, look, it's not the hero's fault that people are fucking racist. The whole thing of I get being inspired by Stain of here's this guy out here fucking... fighting to reform society. But then it's okay, but like, heroes aren't the ones being racist to you. You know the other problem? Like, I think maybe one problem with that, too, is that they just kind of say that. You know, what episode is this? This is episode 126. This is the first time they've brought up racism about this specifically. Like, they've brought up the sort of class division of people with quirks and people without quirks and stuff like that. Even though that's still not... like, well, I mean, okay, I was about to say it's not really an issue because that's kind of what the whole thing was based on with Deku, but still... I don't know. It's like when 126 episodes in, you finally decide to bring up racism. I kind of think like, okay, well, if it wasn't a problem for 125 episodes, is it? Like, I don't know. It's like, okay, yeah, he's from this terrible, rural town where they're racist or whatever. But again, that's just not. It's never been a thing. Like, we don't see heroes doing that. Like, we don't see that. And, there are some people that we've seen with quirks. And, even some in Class A. You look at Shoji, you look at Koda, you look at Ashido. It's like, yeah, they look very different from a normal person. And that's just because of their quirks, or Tokoyami, He's a bird. He's got the head of a bird. And he's got a stand, Never has this been brought up in 125 episodes. So it's like, okay. It's a little late to be putting in a motivation like this, but okay. Compress, I don't even know what Compress's motivation is. Like, his grandfather was a villain, therefore he is villain too. It's like okay, I get it. What's with the weird, man, it just so happens that everybody is from this famous lineage, You've got Shigaraki, who's descended from Nana Shimura. You've got Dabi, who's the son of Endeavor. You've got Mr. Compress, who's the descendant of this Harima guy, who, stole from wealthy heroes and gave to the poor. That doesn't make any fucking sense. What does that mean? I don't know. But he freaking mangled his body to get out of that, which was ridiculous. Which the whole thing of it loosened the cords and everything around him. Did it loosen the one around his neck? I don't know. I guess if they're all just the same cord, I guess that's why. But I kind of figured that the one around the neck was different. It doesn't matter. Yeah, he freaking mangled his body in order to do that, which is crazy. And now we have the big three villains of the past, because they were the ones that that Gentle Criminal talked about in season 4. There's All For One, there's Destro, and then there's Harima. We now know all three of them, which is interesting. So yeah, that happened. Midoriya got another quirk. He got 2 quirks in this fight. He got Float from Shimura, and then he got Danger Sense from number 4, which is interesting. But the Danger Sense is acting up, basically. It's acting up in the same way that Black Whip did originally, which is interesting. So, yeah, interesting. Danger Sense. I mean, it's Danger Sense. It's like Danny Phantom's ghost sensing, which is interesting. They did get Shigaraki to wake up by using the hand. Do we even know whose hand is that? There's another question. It's at a point, he's gonna run out of his family's hands. And I assume then that also means they've just been kept for a long time. That's the big question now. It's whose hand is that? It's your dad only had 2 hands. Well, okay, they said the one on his face initially is his dad's. But did that one get, eviscerated during his fight with Reed Destro? It must have. Well, get another hand. But then it wouldn't be if this is supposed to be his dad's hand. The more I look at this, the creepier it gets. Which is weird because it's already creepy to begin with. It's a hand you put on your face. So if this is supposed to be his left hand, then if he got a different one, it would have to be his right hand. Unless this is like JoJo and he has two right hands for some reason, or two left hands. But yeah, but it would be different. That's a good question, actually. If we look at that hand, is that hand much different? That's a great question. No. No, that's another left hand. And they said he lost pretty much all of his hands fighting Reed Destro. So the one he had at the end of season 5 must be that one, but whose hand is that? Unless it's just a hand. I don't know. Whose hand is that now? That's a question. I don't know. I probably don't want to know at this point because if it's like, okay, it's got to be somebody significant, but he lost all the hands of the rest of his friggin' family, so they're gonna have like some twist. It's like Shimura's hand or some shit. All for One kept it for some fucking reason. You know what? That's starting to turn a little bit into Yoshikage Kira, and I am not here for that. Ugh. I don't know. He woke up, but it's All for One, and they're just peacing out. So, and then we had that moment of like that moment where Deku said that it looked like in that moment that Shigaraki wanted to be saved. We're really gonna do a Darth Vader with this? Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Define saved. Like, rid him of All for One? I guess that's something, but I don't know. Well, war's over. Let's see if anybody died. I get the feeling next episode is going to go over if anybody died or not. Or at least just, we're going to be going over all the friggin' damage. Man, that hit he got on Mirio, the one hit that got on Mirio, that's some garbage right there. Because, like, you really think that Mirio wouldn't be able to figure out that he's going for an attack from behind and permeate through it? Like, really? Really? I don't know. And then just that one hit just like did him in, and it's like, well, what the hell? I guess he hasn't been out in the field for 6 months, but still. So that was kind of crap. Like, no, I get the feeling like if you really wanted to, I think Mirio could just kill Shigaraki without One for All, you know? Like, he's just so good, you know? I don't know. Well, that was fun. Yo, can we go back to the movie? Can we go back to Rhodey? I really enjoyed the movie, and this, like, that was a fun time. This ain't a fun time. Recovery Girl's got her work cut out for her, though. Yeah. Alright. With that all being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist for all of my Hero Academia reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.